Alright, so, now that I've completed a video on both Huniepop games, I thought it'd be a fun idea to make a tier list for every girl in the game. So, what are my credentials? I'm a gamer, the fuck? No, I have over 140 hours in Huniepop, which is about 130 too many. And I have 30 hours in Huniepop 2, which is about 29 too many. So yeah, if anybody's qualified to give a definitive tier list for the Huniepop girls, it would be me. But real quick before we start, yeah, I have not played Honeycam Studio, nor do I have any intention of playing it, so I'm not going to be ranking these three here. I don't know who they are, so they're not going on the tier list. First up, we got Lola. Now, Lola is like a solid low A, high B. We're going to put her in B tier. You know, she's like a self-help enthusiast, but she's also like pretty likable. She's an athlete. She bakes. You know, she was a baker. So she's a baker, an athlete, self-help enthusiast. I liked her. There was nothing wrong with her. She's pretty much the same character in both games too. So yeah, she's like a solid B. Probably like a high B, low A maybe, but yeah, solid B. Next up we have Jessie. So Jessie is interesting because in the first game, I'd give her like a D tier. There wasn't like anything wrong with her per se. It's just, you know, what was she? She was the MILF porn star who liked to drink, and it's like, that's a fine character. She liked Christmas. She also liked Christmas and family. So, you know, great. Jessie in the second game was like an A tier. Like she was a sweetheart. I felt bad for her. I really liked her. She was one of the more sane people on that island, which is really saying a lot. I didn't really like her that much in the first game. I liked her a lot in the second game. I think that evens out to a B tier. I would put her at a Lola. Alright, Venus. Now, over the course of 8 years, I've played Huniepop 1 like 3 or 4 times. Each time, an opinion of a girl has changed drastically. I never really liked Venus. I thought she was one of the worst girls in the game. Last time I played it, though, she was awesome. I loved her. She was fantastic. You know, she's kind of like a bitch, you know, when you're trying to court her, you know, she doesn't think we're worthy. She doesn't think we're gonna be the one. Like, alright, come on. She doesn't know we're the main character of this story, right? But then after you, like, you know, smash Jigglies, she's like the nicest person ever. I liked her a lot. She's like a tsundere, which I really like tsunderes a lot. So I liked Venus a lot the last time I played. So next up we got Lillian. Lillian is your typical emo goth chick with parental issues, okay? That's the character. She speaks with an upward inflection, and it got a little old. As time has progressed, though, of all the characters that I thought were like meh, like Lillian's the one that's aged that I like the most. She's a BC. She's like a C+. I'm gonna put her in C. You know, there was nothing that annoying about her. There was nothing that wrong with her, but like she's outclassed. You know, there's better choices. You know, she's not meta. She's not a meta pick really. So next up we got Nikki. Nikki is the easiest F tier in the game. She was the worst character in the first game. This might be a controversial opinion to some of you. It shouldn't be. Nikki sucked. She was bland. She was unlikable. She was super bitchy all the time. I didn't like her in the slightest. I hated having to interact with her. She was the worst girl in the first game, and, you know, should have been the worst girl in the series, but they really outdid themselves with somebody we'll get to later on. So next up we got Audrey. Easiest S tier of my life. Audrey is the best girl in the series, alright? Hands down, bar none. Heavily biased because I like tsunderes, and she is fantastic. First playthrough, alright, in 2015, I hated Audrey. I thought she was a bitch. Awful. I didn't like her. Really going for the realism effect, alright? I didn't like Audrey. Bad girl. Bad person. Not a fan. Second time I played it, I thought she was the fucking best. She was hilarious. And she's just grown on me ever since. She is the best character in the series. Hands down, bar none. Not up for discussion, alright? Okay, so Q. First game's Q is like A tier borderline S. She is our best bro. Always looking out for us. She's our best bro. Alright, that's all there is to it. Q in the second game sucked. I hated her. She is just this horny creature that follows us around the island. All she ever does is like pop up to like, you know, make a sex pun or be innuendo or just be like super horny, and it's like, you know, that's cool. Are you gonna help me at all in this adventure? No, she just fucks off to the hotel room. She sits in the hotel room the whole time. You like go to her and she's like, wow, you don't have all the fairy wings yet? What are you doing, you slacker? And it's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing, Q? That said, I think it would like even out to like a Jessie situation in which I liked the first game's iteration so much. Low B. I'm gonna say low B. Ashley. Ashley is our new best bro in the second game. So she is essentially our best pal on the island. We know her. Super carefree, very likable, fashion model. She's a rock star. Very fun, very funny, easygoing. Other adjectives. I wouldn't put Ashley in S tier. I would put Ashley as a very high A though. Like if you told me Ashley was your favorite character in the series, I wouldn't bat an eye. Next up is Kiana. Kiana is awesome, right? She's super peppy. She's a total babe, knockout, drop dead gorgeous, very likable, very upbeat, super positive, right? They made a perfect character, and then they thought to themselves, Kiana's gonna be everybody's favorite. It's like, well, what do we do? How do we make her less likable, less attractive? Somebody at that board meeting went, baby. Yeah, so she has a baby, kind of a deal breaker. I think she is a solid A tier, even with the child, all right? Even with little Philly D, all right? I think Kiana's just below Ashley. Next up is Leilani. Leilani is the best character in the second game, bar none, because she is a normal human being on that island of debauchery, all right? Like, she's great. She's a sweetheart. Well, she likes hiking. That's pretty cool. Leilani is my second favorite character. She's not beating Audrey. There's no shot. All right, so next up we got Aiko. Aiko is a solid S tier. You know, she's a hot Asian teacher. She has a super fun-loving, carefree personality. She's also a gambling addict. She laughs at casual racism. You make a joke about karate. Maybe she could teach us karate. She laughs at it. I respect that. I like that a lot. She's a solid S tier. She's not my favorite, but I think she's solid. So next up is Sarah. Now, Sarah has the honor of being the worst character in the series. So congratulations to her for that. They were like, we gotta make a anime girl. We have to. That's our most in-demand request. They knew their audience. This thing is disgusting, first of all. Like, she doesn't brush her teeth. She has a shit ton of cavities. She always is watching anime and hentai. She is just like throwing Japanese at us very poorly. As a person, she seems very nice. As a character, she's super annoying. I felt nauseous speaking to her. I cringed very hard. It was very painful meeting her. She took the title of worst character from Nikki, and that's impressive. So next is Nora. Yeah, Nora is a tomboy. She's a C tier character, right? She's pretty mid. Criminal backstory. You know, she'll do whatever it takes to support her family, right? She's seen dealing drugs to Candace. She steals for the greater good, probably. That's all well and fine, but why the fuck did you make her a cholo? Why would you give her the least attractive, like, Hispanic accent? All right, I couldn't get over it. Character's fine, but like, God, her voice was just awful. So next up is Candace, and she sucked. I hated Candace. The problem with her is, like, she's a dipshit. She was the most disgusting character. Like, Sarah was gross. Like, I don't brush my teeth. Can't you relate? No. But Candace was like, she was like asking me, all right, now take a guess. How many abortions do you think I've had? It's like, I don't know. She's just talking about her STDs, the abortions she's had. She's an F tier for sure. All right, so next up is Tiffany. Now, Tiffany was at one point in time, the first time I played this, my favorite character in the game. Since then, though, as I've, grown and I've realized, oh, this is a game, let's have fun, she's very, very bland. She's an A tier. I'm gonna put her in A tier. Find me a Tiffany IRL. Like, Tiffany's the kind of girl I want to take home to mom, alright? She's just kind of bland, basic. She's the girl next door type. She's a cheerleader. She likes the academic environment. That's kind of interesting, right? She's a solid A tier. Like, you can't go wrong with her. Alright, so next is Abia. Now, whenever I beat the game, I had thought that of all the characters that I was pretty meh on, Abia would be one that grew on me. That's not true. That did not happen. As time has passed since I beat the game, Abia has not grown on me in the slightest. I think Abia is a C tier. I'm gonna say Abia is a C tier. She's sex crazed. Like it's a problem. She's a sweetheart. One of the nicest characters on that island. But you made her like a sex crazed lunatic, okay? Like, milk is her favorite beverage because it looks like cum, and everything is sex, and it's just too much. I don't hate the character, but I don't like how nuts you made her. So Abby is sitting in like a low C. Alright, so next up is Belly. She was the kindest character in the series, alright? Like, girl could do no wrong. Absolute sweetheart. Very spiritual and into the spiritual side of things. I didn't like her as much. She was super nice. High B. Solid high B. Just too nice. Solid B tier. Alright, so next is Celeste. So Celeste is an alien bounty hunter, which is cool. Everything she asks you in the first game is like science related, which is interesting. I don't remember any of it, so I can't say this was a learning game. I got nothing bad to say about her. I didn't hate her. She is gonna fall into B tier, I think. I certainly liked her less than Belly, so she's gonna go in B tier. She's gonna go here, because I like Lola better than Celeste. Alright, so next is Zoe. So Zoe is like the Celeste of the second game. You know, she speaks like an android. She has a really weird aesthetic to her. You know, she's real quirky in that way. She's not annoying, like, in the slightest. She's so inoffensive. Q gets evened out to a C tier. 100%, because Zoe has to go in B. I can't put Zoe and Q on the same tier. Zoe is the lowest form of B, and Q is the highest form of C. So next we got Brooke. She's just really, really bitchy. She wants her husband to, like, buy her a new yacht, because, like, she deserves it. And it's like, you know, Brooke, I don't like you. And so Brooke is our lone D tier. Brooke didn't make me regret playing the game, right? So Brooke, you get on D tier. I didn't like you, but you're not the worst character in the series. Congratulations. What high praise from me, huh? Next up is Polly. So Polly is she's a beauty and makeup YouTuber, and that's it. That is the entire character. I don't really like her voice. But yeah, so Polly's like a C. Yeah, that seems about right. I think I like Polly more than Abia. Okay, so finally, we have reached Momo. Momo is the cat girl. I don't really like cat girls. I don't really get them, and I don't want to fuck one. Momo is like arguably the most positive character in the series. I cannot put her on a tier with Brooke. I certainly can't put her in F tier. The cat girl is not even comparable to Nikki in the slightest. Momo has to go top of C tier. I don't want to have sex with the cat girl, but the cat girl is just so fucking nice. Giving a quick once over, I think this is pretty accurate. Most of the characters in the second game are very mid. This is the definitive tier list for Huniepop, alright? There's never going to be anything more accurate than this.